Hi students, good morning. Now continuation of electrochemistry problems. After the problems, so last time I explained some problems, remaining problems I will give. So next, in a free time at home, you are having materials, once try remaining problems. After that, you complete the problems, I will start next lesson third, solid state, very important. Last time problem page number 161, module 4, page number 161. Last time I explained 5 problems. Problem number 6. Problem number 6. Using the data given below, find out the strongest reducing agent. Oxidizing agent means it undergoes reduction. Reducing agent means it undergoes oxidation. Let that point remember it. Oxidizing agent means it undergoes reduction. Reducing agent means it undergoes oxidation. Write down. E naught Cr2O7 Cr3 plus equal to 1.33 volts. Next, E naught Cl2 by Cl minus 1.36 volts. Next, E MnO4 minus Mn2 plus 1.51 volts. A Cr3 plus Cr minus 0.74 volts. Here very easy. They given 4 options. Cr minus 4 options given 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 options given. Cl minus Cr, Cl minus Cr, Cr3 plus Mn2 plus. Here one see, reducing agent means it undergoes oxidation. Generally in electrochemical series, volts they given. Which value more negative, that is a strong reducing agent. Reducing agent means it undergoes oxidation. Here 1.33, 1.51, 1.36, minus 0.74. These are compulsory oxidizing agent. So in electrochemical series, which one is negative value? These are positive, positive, positive. So these are not considered. So these are, and these are. These three are not considered because these are oxidizing agents. They are oxidizing agent, oxidizing agent, oxidizing. These are plus values there. But these are minus values there. These are considered. Cr3 plus Cr. That means chromium converted into chromium 3 plus. Actually first, here chromium converted into chromium 3 plus. Here chromium 3 plus means it undergoes oxidation. Element undergoes oxidation, that is known as reducing agent. Here chromium correct or chromium 3 plus correct? Chromium converted into chromium 3 plus. The given options, 4 options given. ClO, CrO, Cr plus 3, Mn2 plus. Here generally chromium converted into chromium 3 plus. The reducing agent is chromium. So answer chromium correct. Chromium losing of 3 atom, losing chromium 3 plus. Before chromium it undergoes oxidation. That means chromium undergoes Chromium undergoes oxidation. Element undergoes oxidation, that is known as reducing agent. So that means chromium undergoes oxidation, Cr3 plus, like that. Chromium correct answer. Answer chromium correct. Write down. Next, seventh question. Use the data. Use the data given in the given question number 8 given. Question number 8 wrong. Question number 6. And find out. And find out the most stable ion in its reduced form. Reduced form means it undergoes reduction. First option Cl minus, second option Cr3 plus, third option Cr, fourth option Mn2 plus. Actually, once again I am writing. First one is Cr2O7 2 minus 2 Cr3 plus. How much value given? 1.33 volts. Next one is Cl2 gives rise Cl minus 1.36 volts. Next MnO4 minus gives rise to Mn2 plus. How much value given? 1.51 volts. Last one is Cr3 plus Cr equal to minus 0.74 volts. Among these options, see. In this case, they given question number 8. Question number 8 wrong. My dear students, on change. Question number 6, not 8. And find out the most stable ion, its reduced form. Reduced form means it undergoes reduction, gaining of electron. Generally, these are oxidation form. These are not considered. Leave it. 1.3, 1.56, 1.3 is 1. Among these three, which one is more value? Electrode potential value more means electrode. Reduction potential value more means that is a strong oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent means it undergoes reduction. Reduction means reduced form. Here MnO4 minus Mn2 plus consider. So these are considered. Here consider means MnO4 minus converted into Mn2 plus. In this case MnO4. Here plus 7 oxygen state out. X minus 8 equal to minus 1, x equal to plus 7. We know calculation. X minus 8 equal to minus 1, x equal to plus 7. Here manganese how much? Plus 2. Plus 7 to plus 2. Manganese plus 7 to plus 2, that is reduced form. Manganese plus 7. Plus value decreases means that is it undergoes a reduction. That is a strong oxidizing agent. That means Mn plus 4 come to plus 7. Plus 7 come to plus 2 means gaining of 5 electrons. 5 electrons are gained. That means that is a oxidizing form. Strong oxidizing form means it undergoes a reduction. That means reduced form. That means fourth option correct. 5 electrons are gained. 5 electrons are gained. Mn2 plus correct. Write down. Next question number 8, last. Question number 8. While charging, the lead storage battery first option, PbSO4 anode is reduced to Pb. PbSO4 cathode is reduced to Pb. Third, PbSO4 cathode is oxidized to PbO2. Pb. Fourth one is PbSO4 anode is oxidized to PbO2. Write down question. Write down. Generally, in lead storage battery, two reactions visible at anode and at cathode. Anode reactions are oxidation, cathode reactions are reduction. In this, one C, writing here, at anode generally PbSO4 salt gives residue Pb plus SO4 2 minus 2 electrons at anode. At cathode reaction, so you know PbO2 4H plus SO4 2 minus 2 electrons gives residue PbSO4 plus 2H2O. Write down. Actually, PbSO4 at anode compulsory. At anode means fourth one option is there. So these are not possible. PbSO4 at anode, the reaction. Second, third, not possible. PbSO4 compulsory at anode. Okay. And 1 4, which one is correct? Generally, PbSO4 solid on anode and cathode converted into Pb and PbO2. Simply PbSO4 is there at anode. Generally Pb means generally these are lead oxide state +2. Here 0. Next another one is PbSO4. It converted into PbO2. That means here +2. Here +4. +2 +4. These are oxidation. Your oxidation, but these are reduction. That means PbSO4 on anode converted into, that means it is reduced to. So they given four options. So actually PbSO4 anode is reduced to Pb. Here plus 2 here. PbSO4 converted to Pb, that is a reduced form. PbSO4 converted to PbO, that is oxidation form. It is a reduced. So it is oxidized. So which one correct? Four options. PbSO4 at anode. First to fourth option correct. Actually, PbSO4 anode, it is oxidized to PbO2. PbSO4 is oxidized to PbO2. They given PbSO4 anode is oxidized to PbO2. PbO2 at anode is reduced to Pb. So it actually it oxidized. Generally PbSO4 in the equation, PbSO4 converted into Pb. That means these are reaction considered. These are not reaction. Simply PbSO4 anode is converted into these are reduced form. Pb here, simply here Pb plus 2, here Pb 0. Plus 2 0 means it is a reduction. That means PbSO4 at anode, it is converted into Pb, that is a reduced form. PbO2 oxidized form. That is a first option considered. First option. Because PbSO4 formed at anode. At anode PbSO4 it is reduced to Pb. Plus 2 to 0, that is a reduced form. That is the answer. Understand point? Very easy. And PbSO4 simply PbSO4 solid converted into Pb plus SO4 2 minus, these are aqueous, plus 2 electron. Here lead plus 2, here 0. At anode is formed, losing of electron anode. Plus 2 converted to 0 means 2 electrons are gained. That is gained means reduced. PbSO4 reduced to Pb. So option of first option correct. They are formed at anode. Write down. Okay students, these are in electrochemistry. So different types of successfully electrochemistry completed. So you are having materials. Once remaining problems do at the home. Any problem not get the answer, I will say. Once inform to my phone number. Once contact with my phone number. Next in free time, once revise all concepts. Okay, problems also completed. Remaining problems once do in materials at home. Okay. Now I will start the third lesson. A very important physical chemistry third lesson. Solid state. Today just introduction. Generally, matter can exist in three forms: solid form, liquid, and gaseous forms. So generally, gaseous liquid state before last year we have studied. You are completed. Now solid state this year, very important. In IP point of view, solid state 1 4 mark question will come. For objective purpose, very important. IP point of view, 1 4 marks question will come. Okay, solid state. The states of matter which has strong intermolecular attractions are known as solid state. The states of matter which has strong intermolecular forces is known as states of matter. Generally, solids have definite shape and definite volume and high density. Solids are non-compressible in nature. And in solids, constituent particles are exist in correct arrangement. So in solids, all particles are definite arrangement, systematic order. So these are solids. And solids have many free surfaces. So I will definition. The states of matter which has strong intermolecular forces, intermolecular forces, strong intermolecular forces is known as solid state. Solid state. Solids have definite volume and definite shape and high density. Solids are non-compressible in nature, non-compressible, and have many free surfaces. And in solids, constituents particles are correct arrangement. In solids, constituents particles are correct arrangement. In solids, constituents particles are correct arrangement, definite arrangement. So these are solids. Generally solids are two types: crystalline solids, amorphous solids. Crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Solids can be classified into two types: first, crystalline solids, amorphous solids. Crystalline solids, amorphous solids. Crystalline solids examples: sodium chloride, potassium nitrate, copper sulfate. Example. And diamond also. These are examples. Crystalline solid. Amorphous solids, polymers, plastics. Crystalline solids, amorphous solids, polymers, plastics, etc. And rubber, etc. Crystalline solids have definite arrangement of particles, but these are not correct arrangement. And crystalline solids having anisotropic nature, these are isotropic nature. What is meant by anisotropic and isotropic nature? Once I will say, crystalline solids arrangement, particle arrangement order. So arrangement of particles correct order, fixed arrangement, but these are not fixed arrangement of particles. So crystalline solids having, these are exhibit to anisotropic in nature. These are isotropic nature. What is meant by anisotropic and what is meant by isotropic? Isotropic means substance having same properties in all directions. So substance having all same properties in all directions is known as isotropic. Anisotropic means substance having different properties in all directions. Different properties means refractive properties, electrical properties and magnetic properties like that. So substance having all properties, same properties, substances having same properties in all directions are known as so isotropic. Anisotropic means substances having different properties, different physical properties in all directions, along the directions is known as anisotropic. Now I will say isotropic. Substances having same physical properties, substance having same physical properties with any direction is known as same properties are same physical properties with any direction is known as isotropic. Anisotropic substances having, substance means here solids. Here substance means solids. Substances having different physical properties. Physical properties are properties, different properties along with direction. Direction is known as anisotropic. Anisotropic. Write down. Isotropic and anisotropic. Write down. Anisotropic means irregular arrangement, particles irregularity, but regular arrangement of particles. Irregular arrangement, regular arrangement. So anisotropic. So substance means here solids or solids having. Substance means here solids. Here also solids. Substance means solids. Properties along with direction. Okay. What do you mean by annealing? Generally crystalline and amorphous, you know. Crystalline means amorphous means powder, plastic, glass, like that. Crystalline substances, when an amorphous substance on heating certain temperature may attains crystalline substance, then it is cooling, regain. So again converted into crystalline substance, that is known as annealing. Simply, an amorphous substance on heating certain temperature may attains crystalline substance, then it is heated again amorphous nature, that is known as annealing. For example, An amorphous. An amorphous. An amorphous substance on heating certain temperature may attain crystalline substance. Crystalline substance. Crystalline substance. Then again it is heated. Again it is heated. Converted to amorphous. Amorphous substance. This phenomenon is known as annealing. Example, glass. An amorphous substance on heating certain temperature may attain crystalline substance. Again it is heated, converted to amorphous substance. This phenomenon is known as annealing. Example, glass. The process of cooling of liquid glass is known as annealing. Glass is a general amorphous substance. These are particular temperature, so these are heated, come solid form. Then it is cooled, that is a liquid form, that is a annealing. Example, glass. Okay, an amorphous substance on heating certain temperature may attain crystalline substance. Again it is heated, converted to amorphous substance. This phenomenon is known as annealing. Anyway, simply solids are two types: crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Crystalline solids arrangement, correct arrangement, regular arrangement. So arrangement of the constant particles, regular arrangement in crystalline solids. But amorphous solids, incorrect arrangement, particles incorrect arrangement. Crystalline solids having anisotropic nature, and other is amorphous solids having isotropic in nature. So generally next, crystalline solids can be classified into four types. Crystalline solids can be classified into four types. Crystalline solids can be classified into four types. First one is metallic solids. Ionic solids. Second one is metallic solids. Third one is covalent solids. Fourth one is molecular solids. Molecular solids. Here molecular solids three types: polar, non-polar, and another is hydrogen bonded. Hydrogen bonded. Anyway, crystalline solids how many types? Four types: ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent solids, and molecular solids. In ionic solids means the component. One I explained, one plotted. Here tabular form not possible. Anyway, so these are ionic solids. Ionic solids. Second one is metallic solids, covalent solids, molecular solids. Now I will be tabular form. I will be tabular form. Crystalline solids how many types? 4 types. Ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent solids, molecular solids. Molecular solids polar or non-polar hydrogen bonded. Write down first. Here ionic solids. Second one is metallic solids. Third one is covalent solids. Last one is molecular solids. Here molecular solids. Here polar, non-polar, hydrogen bonded. Hydrogen bonded. Like that tabular forms. Here ionic solids. Here first one is component. So visible. First one is component. Component ionic solids generally made of ions. Made of ions. Made of ions. Here made of metal atoms. Made of metal atoms. Made of metal atoms. Made of neutral atoms. Made of neutral atoms. Here molecular solids generally, molecular solid 3 types. Once again, molecular solids 3 types. First, here made of discrete compounds of made of discrete elements of compounds and elements. So generally made of discrete of compounds and elements. Made of discrete of compounds and elements. Okay. Next, forces. Here forces, electrostatic forces. Electrostatic forces, force of attraction. Here metallic forces, metallic bond. Here covalent bond. But molecular solids 3 types is there. Here molecular solid means here polar, non-polar and hydrogen bonded. So non-polar means polar means dipole forces, interactions. Here van der Waals forces. Here van der Waals forces. Here hydrogen bond. Understand my point? Confusion? Here first point component completed. Made of discretes of compounds and elements. Here electrostatic forces, metallic bond, covalent bond, polar, dipolar. Here generally polar or non-polar or hydrogen bond like that. Here dipole forces, van der Waals forces. Next hydrogen bond forces. Okay, next melting point and boiling point. These are high melting point. These are also high melting point and boiling point. Covalent solids. very high melting point and boiling point. Example, diamond. These are total low melting point and boiling point. These are all are equal. Polar or non-polar hydrogen bonded belong to molecular solids. Low melting. These point is applicable to these three cases. Polar or non-polar, and another is hydrogen bonded. So these are very high melting and boiling point. Example, diamond. Okay. Next one is nature. Hard and brittle. Hard and brittle. These are hard and malleable, malleable and ductile. You know ductile. Malleable and ductile means like sheet type and wire type. Malleable and ductile, sheet and wire type metals. Covalent solids, hard. These are soft. These are soft. These are soft. Last one is conductivity. Visible conductivity. Ionic solids conductor. Conductor in aqueous solution state and a fused state. And a fused state, molten state, conductors. But these are conductors. Conductors. These are insulator. So these are insulator. Insulator means non-conductor. But except graphite. Except graphite. Except graphite. Okay, my dear students, tabular form, don't confuse it. So these are difference between ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent solids and molecular solids. Okay. Next I will give you examples. Next class I will briefly explain. Ionic solids examples. Ionic solids examples. Ionic solids examples. Sodium chloride, potassium chloride, copper sulfate by H2O. Okay, NaNO3 like that. So these are ionic solids. And metallic solids. So metallic solids, example, silver, gold, copper, like that. So these are metallic solids. Aluminum also metallic solids. Aluminum, etc. Covalent solids. Covalent solids. Diamond. Graphite. Silica. Aluminum nitride. Boron nitride. Examples. And molecular solids, polar is there. In molecular solids, first polar. Polar example, HCl, SO2 like that. Non-polar. Non-polar example, I2, S8, P4, carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, etc. Non-polar solids. CO2. Naphthalene. Naphthalene. Last one is hydrogen bonded. Hydrogen bonded. Example, ice. Ice. Next to glucose. water, like that. Isoglucose, etc. Hydrogen bonded. Isoglucose, etc. So these are solids. Anyway, simply classification. Solids can be classified into first crystalline solids, amorphous solids. Crystalline solids, the particle arrangement. So correct arrangement, that means the particle arrangement, order of particle arrangement is fixed. Correct order of arrangement of particles. But in amorphous solids, so order of arrangement is not fixed. Incorrect. That means not correct. Arrangement of not correct. Irregularity. But in crystalline solids, regular arrangement of particles, but amorphous solids, irregular arrangement of particles. So crystalline solids exhibit anisotropic and amorphous solids exhibit isotropic nature. Crystalline solid examples salts, NaCl, KCl example. Amorphous solids glass, polymers, plastics, etc. Okay. Next, arrangement of particles in the crystals. Crystalline solids can be classified into 4 types: molecular ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent solids. Last one is molecular solids. Again, molecular solids can be classified into 3 types: polar, non-polar, hydrogen bonded. Okay. Next another one is ionic solids. In ionic solids, made up of ions, cations and anions. Cations and anions. Okay. In ionic solids, in metallic solids, made up of metal atoms. They are neutral atoms. The molecular discrete particles of molecules and compounds. Molecules and discrete particles of discrete particles of write down, my dear students, point miss ayindi. Discrete particles and raskondi. Discrete particles of compounds and elements. So these are molecular solids. Molecular solids 3 types: polar, non-polar, and another is hydrogen bond. Forces in polar, dipole interactions. Non-polar, van der Waals forces. Hydrogen bond means hydrogen bond forces. So these are different types of ionic solids, covalent solids, and another is metallic solids, and another is molecular solids. Again, my dear students, today enough. Remaining class, next class I will explain solid state. Okay, thank you for all.